Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. This time it's going to be a custom duel. I am playing a 60 card Egyptian God deck. The reason being is because I added some new support that I created. And although this hand looks terrible, you understand how good this deck will play. But you just have to pay attention to the Egyptian God Prophets, effect to understand how they actually utilize their effects. And I assume he's playing a Mage Wind deck. Or not even a Mage Wind, it could be a Genesis Mage deck, my mistake, oops. And I pretty much have my own imperm for using Power of the Egyptian Gods, or reveal one divine attribute monster from my hand, or a type that has Slifer, Ra, or Obelisk in its name, and that effect is negated. And although it's a hard once per turn and it's a continuous trap, the thing is, like, in order for the card to be really good, is that you always have to have like Slifer or Ra Obelisk in your hands. So yeah, there are times if you don't, it becomes useless, and it has several additional effects too. And you can only use one of the last three effects like once per turn, only one of them. And that pretty much stopped his tracks. I was wondering what kind of monsters he could summon. I'm assuming he could synchro summon in case that was the initial plan, or spam into other extra deck monsters. But we'll soon find out after he ends his turn. So, because I'm pretty sure he can't do anything right now. So. Unless he can do something during my turn, which he looks like he has two face downs. It's already my turn. I send a Slifer from my hand to the grave. Since it doesn't really do anything right now, I'm going to summon Ra. Oh, it's standby. Okay. Oops. So I have to return the cards back to my hand. Okay, so either player can activate a monster with the same type, so I assume it's a monster type, which he's placing on top of his deck. But then in response, obviously, I still have Power of the Egyptian Gods face up on the field, which will immediately negate that effect. Imagine if I didn't draw into it, I would have been stuck. So if he says monster, I can't do anything with monster effects. But then I'll chain with the Power of the Egyptian Gods either way. And then I'll send Slifer. Eventually I will send Slifer away from my hand to the grave. I remind him that's a hard once per turn, and that it is forced to be negated, and he has to put it into straight to his graveyard since it's not a permanent trap card. Let me just fast forward, it's taking too long. Alright, send Slifer, special summon Ra, and he seems really butthurt, as you can tell, and then I'll pay 1,000 life points to pop one of his cards, which will most likely be his face down. But you know what, I decide to reconsider and just pop his face down, not give him the additional attack boost. Because I'm pretty sure like the Egyptian God Prophet is very strong as it is right now. So even if he does manage to summon something that can overpower him, he has several additional effects. He can pay 1,000 to destroy it, or if he leaves the field, special up to 3 Winged Dragon of Ra from a hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. And then he'll be taking 25, going straight to my main phase, set a card, end my turn. We're hoping he could do something. And then at this point, this video is going to be called Ra's Power at this point. Simply, he's the one that's doing the putting in all the effort and just overcoming fear right now, and just being able to put so much like pressure on my opponent right now. Like, look at this. It seems broken, but I just let him know that you have to play a lot of bricks in order for this deck to actually become relevant. For this deck to actually maintain its field presence. And then he'll use grounds, special summon his Genesis Mage Wind. And yeah, he's saying my card's broken, but look at this card. He can constantly special summon monsters from his grave. And he's saying my cards are broken, but I'm going to negate its effect with the Power of Egyptian God since I already have Ra in hand. He normal summoned. Did he normal summon or special summon? I'm not too sure. It looked like a normal summon, to be honest. But it has to be. Doesn't get his effect either way. So, all right. I confirmed that his card does resolve, so let me fast forward. He's being a little slow. Did he actually activate it? Oh, the, yeah, I should have told him, but like I assumed he wants special summon, but he just immediately norms him, maybe because he was in a rush. But what I confirmed that he's good with the effect. Not like it's gonna make too much a difference. He does get his Genesis Mage spell card from his deck or graved hand, which is very broken in my opinion. Even though you can't link summon, but just retrieving any of your Genesis Mage spell cards, something else. That means even if you get rid of it, he can just get it back regardless, or he can just make his deck even more consistent, just getting one from his deck and adding to his hand. So I could assume maybe it's the Synchro deck because he says you cannot link summon. So I don't know, like, because I didn't see the full potential of this archetype, even though my deck is already crushing him. It's like he wouldn't. I should have asked whether he should provide a list or not. I should ask him to provide me a list so I can have a better understanding. But you could say it's my fault because my deck is really broken with the way it is. I'm being honest, it's not. Because there are times where I pretty much where when I drew my hand, there are times where I could not do anything. It was either too many Slifer's, too many Raws, too many Obelisks, and those cards were basically preventing you from doing anything. Man, unless they were in the extra deck, then it's something else. It'd be a lot easier for me. So, but let's fast forward. He's gonna sync with something else, right? Okay. I should have remembered, but because I didn't care too much about the duel to be honest. So I kind of forgot. And he ends his turn, 24. It's kind of a shame. And they still have Raw's effect. Because since it's a quick effect, I pay 1,000 to pop one of his cards. I'm gonna just pop his face down, so he doesn't get the chance to use it later. Alright, and I'm still waiting for his one. I'm just gonna fast forward. Yeah. And I draw Ash. Oh, look how powerful my hand is. Sphere mode, Ash. Halakti. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Halakti. I prefer Harakte or whatever. But I don't. When I did watch the Yugi anime, but I don't know if they said her name to be real. But I do remember this is the one that defeated Zork. But you could say this deck. You could say this hand is very overpowered, honestly. In certain circumstances, yes. And I pay 1,000 to pop his field spell because I want to prevent from constantly special summoning monsters. So I'm still waiting for a response, and he does not refuse. And then 3k attack 24. Let's fast forward here. Takes 400. Should have been 600 to be honest, but I pay 1,000. Draw out. This is a godly hand. This is weak overpowered. I'll be honest. Even though these three don't do anything on pretty much on the field right now, but imagine if we had the requirements on the field. It's something else. Trust me. It'd be amusing, honestly, and outstanding. But then he'll summon his Mage Earth, whatever. But then I'll Ash, so he doesn't get the chance to play anything. It's a shame, honestly. Call me an asshole whether you guys feel like it or not, but this indeed fact you have to admit is a very overpowered hand. Even though you cannot do even though they can't do anything right now, just imagine, based on the field presence that I had or my opponent, can help. This card can do something on my field, while this card can do something against my opponent's field. And pretty much harm them. These cards can harm my opponents several different ways. Not only will this card will guarantee automatic win. Well, this card will just automatically outright get rid of 3 of my opponent's monsters, summoning this card to their field, and then just giving them a 0 attack monster basically. But then we'll eventually during their end phase will return to my field, and then I'll be able to use this effect. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the duel. You can share your opinions down below in the comment section. Also, be sure to check for more upcoming videos in the upcoming future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.